OMG. Right now I reinstalled the subframe, the rear subframe. It has H&R coilovers already, but the way you have to reinstall the subframe with the new sway bar that I attached. Here, let me raise the car up so I can show you. Basically what I did here was I replaced the stock crummy 1991 29-year-old, almost 30-year-old trailing arm bushings for the rear. Now they got the PowerFlex purple stuff, which is like probably gonna last the life of the car, the life of this planet. So, which is great. And they're polyurethane, so you don't have to ever change them again. And it has a great response time and everything when you want to turn and drift and all that. We also did stainless brake lines all around. There's one little one back here, another one back here by the PowerFlex bushing, and another one up here by the rotor, or in the caliper. We also did a 25 millimeter sway bar in the rear that attaches with these clamps to the rear subframe. Also, on top of that, in order for this to go in, I had to take the shocks out along with the subframe because the bolt is like this long and it's gonna hit the gas tank. So there you have it. It's got to come out anyways. Besides that, exhaust has got to go in. I got a Tectonics tuning exhaust about to put in, and the front subframe's already done with all the bushings and everything. I'm waiting on actually a GTi dash. They try to we tried to adjust a Jetta dash from Mark II, but it doesn't work because it has a telescopic steering. You need to move the steering wheel up and down. This dash doesn't have it, so we have to get a new dash. And after the new dash, it's pretty much done and test drive, and hopefully the customer likes this car.
Yeah, so we're lucky enough today to be working on a Nissan Skyline GTR R32. This is a returning customer. Shout out to our buddy Morgan. First wave of this car, we did some cool stuff like some trim, a little paint work. Did a great set of Enki wheels, I believe some suspension work, and exhaust we did. That was the first time around when he first got the car. Now it's just going to be more electrical, just a couple little doodads here and there. For instance, we did a gauge overlay for him, so in the cluster we did these white gauge faces. But the problem with that is over time the gauges actually started to kind of warp the overlays, so they would raise up and it actually catch the needle. So the needle wouldn't be able to sweep correctly because it was getting caught on the backing of the white gauge face. We think they might have lifted maybe because there's halogen bulbs inside the housing, the gauge overlays weren't of the best quality. So we think maybe over time they just warped and lifted. So now we're actually putting everything back to factory. He also had an issue with them not reading correctly. And remember, this is a km/h car, switched to a mph car. So the needles we had to put in, little modifications to try to make it work, never really worked 100%. So we're actually just putting everything back to OEM, which is great. Also, it needs a little wiring for the air conditioning setup. So for him to run AC, he converted to 134 from R12. And I believe in doing that, there has to be some wiring changes going on behind the dash. Again, not too sure. He sent the schematic, but we're going to get into that shortly. Just small stuff today, so nothing really exterior wise, just all more interior stuff. A little electrical here and there and just making it work right. Took off, was like modified.
So we're going to need 5 more pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can make more pipes.
F***ing Clyde. Sorry, no more cursing on these episodes. I feel bad,
We're a channel for the children
got
now.
some sassafras, spitting out the cusses over here. Excited for the GTR today though, that's a lot of fun. Brandon's doing well on his E36 too, so that's pretty sweet. We just did headers yesterday. Air suspension goes in, I think tomorrow we should start the air suspension. So you'll probably be back next week to see the air, at least completion or progress. So we're excited. That's a long-term car, so as these episodes go by, we'll kind of just document it each time, and then at the end, should be good to go, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the bill is yet, but I have to put something so I can log his receipt, like his payment. So we're gonna put it for $1 million. All right, Alex, so your balance is just under $1 million. Cool. All right.
Got it. It's about to be the sickest brake job you've ever seen.
Oh, it's gonna be the craziest brake job of all time.
$1 million brake job.
Your balance is, well, there's 8 $89,000 in tax. So that would leave you at $1,088,250. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Seems reasonable.
Seems right.
Yeah.
That's a good price.
Wow, that's a good one.
Imagine all our customers paid $1 million for brakes. Will I put it as $1 million? Sounds about right. No. So this is cool. This is an OEM Mopar big brake kit. So if you have a Jeep Wrangler JL, or probably even base model Gladiator too, right? And you have a Sport or Sahara, the Rubicon comes with a more heavy duty brake. So these actually are just Rubicon brakes. But the price point's great. You get front and rear, calipers, rotors, and pads, everything you need, and lines to convert it for under $1,000. Or under $1 million. Under $1,000. Driver's side rotors, calipers, hoses. That's amazing. Normally an aftermarket kit for this is like $2,000. So for half the price, you're gonna get a nice big brake kit. For all you JL poppies out there. For all your Beamer fans out there, you guys know what this one is, the E92 M3. Now it's not modified, so you're like, oh, why are we recording it, right? But the fact is, it's a super, super clean, all original car. I mean, under 70,000 miles, Alex? Maybe 65,000 miles or something? Yeah, so all we do is maintenance on this, brakes, EBC, yellow stuff pads with Zimmerman rotors, cross-drilled, which is great, and a Turner Motorsport rally shifter, which I have in the M2. It's great. It's a 6-inch taller stick shift, or 6-inch taller selector, and you can actually drop it down to a smaller selector and use the original shift knob. So when you put the smaller selector with the original knob, it looks completely factory, but you have shorter throws. When you put it as a taller rally shifter, it's 6 inches taller, it has its own knob, but you can actually grab your wheel and then select your gear like right off the fly super fast, so it's pretty cool. So we'll check that one out. Another thing I love about this car too, it's not leather, it's speed cloth. So these seats are actually like, has some leather maybe on the bolstering, right? All right, but then the center is actually a cloth. So I'd imagine that's probably pretty good for friction on your back and back of your legs when you're actually locked in there for racing purposes. So the owner of this car too, Alex, and his buddy Dimitri, great clients here. They actually run a pretty successful car wash business right out of our driveway right here. They use all Chemical Guys products. They know how to wash a car really, really clean. We have a great website where you can actually make an appointment. So if you guys are in the neighborhood, listen, we don't do detailing. We're not out here doing paint correction. We're not out here doing like ceramic coating. We'll leave that to the big guys, you know, for sure. But if you need a clean, classic car wash, man, come by. We'll knock it out for you. These guys know what they're doing. So I get my car wash here. It's fucking great. This is my shit, dude.
What's your shit?
This car. I know.
So we just went from an
Some
E92
people-
M3.
So like I was saying, I love all cars. So all these cars, I think most cars I could find some characteristic of it that I like, right? I could find something in every car that I really appreciate. Volkswagen, huge for me. As you guys know, I have a 91 GTi. So what we have here is a Mark III. So this is the 3rd generation of the Volkswagen Golf or Jetta. And these are cool because this was the first body that the Jetta or Golf received the VR6, the 6-cylinder engine. This is a late 90s Jetta VR6 GLX. So this is cool. This is a kick-ass car back in the 90s, man. This is a 6-cylinder manual transmission, leather seats, jet black paint job, absolutely beautiful. So the thing is with these cars though, is out of like kind of the lineage of the Jettas and Golfs, the 3rd generation was kind of known as maybe lacking a little bit in build quality. So you really don't see a lot of them on the road anymore. So it's a real gem to find one that is in such great condition. This is owned by a great customer. His name is Terrence. Shout out Terrence. You have a beautiful Volkswagen. We enjoy working on it. We've done exhaust. We've refinished the wheels. We've done coilovers on here, and just nice little odds and ends, like small interior pieces that need to be replaced just over the years of owning this. And for this round, he's coming back this time. We're going to be replacing the badges on the trunk, so the ones that say GLX, Volkswagen, and Jetta, so they look nice and clean. And we're also going to be doing a carbon fiber rain tray. So the rain tray over here, but on the Volkswagens, what happens is over time they tend to get very, very brittle and they break up. Very hard piece to find. So I guess he found an aftermarket one in carbon fiber. It should last a little longer. So hopefully it fits nice and clean. Beautiful BBS wheels. 16-inch wheel. We have it lowered on ST suspension. ST is great. It's a German coilover. It's basically another variant of the KW. So KW Suspension is a mother company. They also make ST, which stands for Suspension Techniques. ST is great because they make a great entry-level coilover. It would be equivalent to the KW V1, but the price point is less. The reason the price point is less is because the build quality of it is good, but I think it's just anti-corroded metal rather than like full stainless you might find on the KW V1, and also the warranty is a little less. So, but in that, you save yourself a few $100s. So if you're looking for a nice coilover, they're just height adjustable, German made. There's no compression or dampening or anything like that on it. It's just a height adjustable coilover ST. They might be in the range of maybe like 700, 900 bucks. Quality way, good price point to get a good German suspension on your car. So this has Suspension Techniques coilovers, BBS wheels, BF Goodrich G-Force tires, which are great. This is a high performance all season tire. He's got nice little mud flaps back here. Real OEM plus, beautiful build. We love the Volkswagen.
Alright, so basically right now, the whole unit is out. Like on all Volkswagens, even to this day, slight changes. The condenser unit is always in the front of the radiator. Why? I don't know. But that's just how it is. The newer ones actually, for the front mount intercoolers, you sandwich them between the condenser unit and the radiator. New intercoolers for like the Mark 7, I believe, Mark 7 GTi and like Golf R and all that. But I don't know why you would put an intercooler between the condensing unit. Like, I don't know, it makes sense. I would always have the intercooler in the front facing, like on my car, where it's free flowing air and it's always cooling from the air going forward as well as spinning it through the turbine. But I'm gonna take this apart, see what hoses I need. I still have to drain it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna drain it and we're gonna go from there, people.
Heat it up, strip it down. I did this one already also. Because the OEM bulbs are regular, the regular yellow incandescent light bulbs that they had from back in whatever, late 80s, early 90s. So he wants to upgrade them. So they found these are gonna light up. I mean, they were very low in light, very little, very light. Even parking light at night is very low. So with these, it should bring it to a whole new, another level,
Nice.
So, I mean, it's not that crazy. It's the hardest part is actually separating it. So you don't scorch the lens or break them on the way out. Putting it back in, it's very easy. You should line it up nice and clean. Put a little bit of love on there with this stuff right here. Just so it doesn't flap around in there, The company that we got this off of, they don't really give you anything to lock them in there. So you can't tell. Now the fucking problem is these fucking LEDs, when they burn out one by one.
Yeah. So for anybody watching, Anand killed it. I know you got some footage before. You open these housings, you put an LED halo ring in here, and this R32 GTR taillight. Looks really cool, but when you have to service it, you can't really service it. You have to pull it out and change the whole ring. Yeah. So this stuff is not really made to be opened the first time, let alone twice or 3 times. So buyer beware. It'll look cool until they go out. Hot. It's hot. Poppy.
Yeah,
still looks great though.
Yeah.
So this is the modern day VR6. Nice, right? Back in the day VR6. So we're about to change this tray to carbon fiber. It's pretty cool. I've taken out my wipers on my car about like 40 times, like literally.
Why that many times?
The turbo didn't fit. So I took a 4-pound sledge and I beat the firewall in. Now it fits. So the way I presume. Okay, so now you have to push the joint in and lift at the same time. And that will take your wiper out all the time without a tool. If you do not push the joint in and you try to remove that, you will rip or break your windshield. Ask me how I know that.
How do you know that, Brian?
Well, I broke my windshield. And also, if you see the spots where it was existing, that's where you have to put them back too. So try not to move around the windshield too much so you can leave that dirt on the window so you can see where it goes. So these plastic screws are kind of annoying. They come up a certain way, so you have to be really gentle. And chances are you're breaking it. So, so this is what it is. Basically push clip, and you turn it in, and it goes in. But first turn it out slowly to allow it to catch, and then you can pull out the rest.
Yeah, dude. You gotta take the hood off. And the f***ing struts in the hood come off probably. It is what it is. There's a carbon fiber rain tray. Usually these things are more malleable. You can kind of bend them, twist them in there, but this is carbon fiber, a rare piece. We don't want to start flexing, cracking something, chipping anything. So we're gonna take the hood off, lay it down, put the hood back.
Use one of these plastic grommets, cut. Actually, I drilled a hole straight through it.
Speak up, Reed, speak up!
Shut the fuck up, boss. I'm trying to explain something. God damn it. And you too, ultimate class. You guys, alright? They're from Rockaway, so they don't know anything. So here we go. You cut this off, you drill a hole through it, you put a screw, and it attaches to the other piece. So this is right now the aftermath of what I did. This is just to hold the carbon in. Ever put on a wiper the wrong way?
I have not, actually.
So you turn them on when it's raining. Either they just go fling, fling, and they go all the way to the end, or they just like basically hit each other and they don't work properly. So to do it the right way, apparently I think I did it the right way. I hope. We're gonna turn it on and see if they work. But the way you do it is you just match up the old marks, you know, like where it was before.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
No.
Oh, you did do something.
Bossed it.
Boss it, dude. I
Told
can't.
you how to be a boss, see? You gotta let boss look at it. You wanna
Holy
do the other
shit,
side?
Poppy to the rescue.
You want to clean this? I'll do the back. Yo, she's nice with the detailing, the finesse work, and all. But when it comes to like trailing arms and all that, don't ask him anything, bro.
Why? Why don't ask me what?
She has a short temper, yo. She can't take. This is a new Jetta. I made it to a point where like all I gotta do is really do that, and I'll know like exactly.
Alright, how am I wrapping this up? This is always the question, right? This is always the question.
This is the question of the day.
Alright everybody, it's the end of the day. We finished up another day here at the custom shop. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the content today. We did a carbon fiber rain tray on a Mark III Jetta. We did some LED taillight retrofits on an R32 GTR. Chipped away at a Jeep Wrangler project and an E36 M3 supercharged project. So all in all, not bad. We had a beautiful Mustang get dropped off for a fender swap. That's the Galaxy Mustang. So we hope you're enjoying all the content. This is the end of episode 3. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, turn on those notifications. If you have any questions or you want to see anything, any information or stuff you want us to feature, drop a comment down at the bottom. We really appreciate you watching. We worked really hard at this. Shout out to my man Clive, the man behind the lens. Peace. Spent.
See your shoes?
If I wasn't working on cars, would I wear these technical boots?
I don't think that's how you use that tool.
Brienne, this is exactly how you do it. This is called a table buffer. No, that's how you sand these tables. It's actually what it's for.
Sure.